Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time, especially in the middle of a busy Thursday afternoon. I also want to apologize. We were a few minutes late. Believe it or not, we had some technical issues with the webinar platform, so it's on them, not on us. But I do want to apologize, and I want to jump right in because I don't want to waste any valuable minutes. So first off, most important, we want you to walk away with nuggets and new information, right, that you can change and help your practice for the new year. So write down any notes, questions, comments, and or use that Q&A box. There's usually a pane on the right-hand side you can expand. That's part of the software, okay? So you can use that, or if you're on your mobile phone, of course, take notes on your app. I don't care. Whatever it is, I just want you to remember some of these great bullets so you can use them starting this afternoon, please. And then as we go, if you see anything that you want to learn more about, or you say, oh my gosh, I know the perfect association I can work with for this concept, use that Q&A box right-hand side. Andrew is going to answer every single one of you, either in real time as we go, or as soon as we finish in about 45 minutes, he will make sure every single question is answered. So please jump in. And most important for you all, you want to win the question of the day incentive. So I'm going to ask a question at the very end, and the question has to do with the slides that we're going over today. Whoever answers first and correctly will win the new Amazon 8 Fire tablet and a new Mary Reed prospecting book, and we'll announce your name at the end, like I said, but you got to be quick. So, and you got to be paying attention to the whole presentation, okay? Because, like I said, the answer is inside of these slides that you're about to see, okay? Okay, and by the way, to get the incentive, you do have to be active with us. No charge, there's no fees or anything, but yes, you do have to be appointed with Levinson. Okay. All right, now let's jump right in here. So, you look at where we are today, right? And you're trying to be a successful insurance agent. It doesn't matter if you're calling in from Lincoln, Nebraska, Cedar Rapids, Austin, Texas, South Florida. Everyone pretty much is forced to work from home now, or remote, let's say over the phone, through Zoom, go to meeting, go to webinar, through your cell phone, smartphone, and landlines, okay, and texting, by the way, which is very important nowadays. So it's more important than ever that you have a great hook, okay, a great value add differentiator. Why? You say to yourself, why? Okay, why is because there's almost 1 million agents across this country, right, that are kind of in a similar position. They're all trying to market from home, okay? The Ponderosa buffet seminar, that you used to hold on a Wednesday afternoon and you would bus people in, that's pretty much over right now. So, think about this. Agents from 17 years old to 89 years old, right, or even older, are working from home and marketing from home to try and make the phone ring. Everyone's pretty much coming from the same place when it comes to this. So what makes you different? Why are you unique? Why should these consumers call Bill Levinson, right, when it's time to talk about long-term care and life insurance and college planning and funding, right? You have to be known as the go-to, okay? And you can start with your local town, friends, family, network, small circle, right? And then if you prove the concept, you should expand that circle, right, to, let's say I'm in South Florida, all the way up to Central Florida, and then Northern Florida, and then Georgia, right, and then go all the way over to Texas, and then California. There's no reason, right, to not spread your wings. If it's working locally in your small circle, next step, okay, is, again, maybe the central part of the state, okay, and then explore other states, because I promise you, okay, this works, and we prove the concept because that's how we started, with just a couple hundred agents in South Florida, small footprint. So anyway, getting back to my point, you have to figure out what is your niche, right? Why you? Put on your consumer hat and say, why Bill Levinson, right? And figure out the differentiators, right? The value add by working with you, and then take that message and run with it. And you say, Bill, great. How do I run with it? Okay. Well, these days, you're limited. Okay. And these million agents across the country are all limited. Okay. So think about this for a second. And when I say limited, that's not a bad thing because number one, it's forcing you to market on social media. Okay. And you've heard me say this a million times, I know, but today I'm going to give you some real live proof and examples and templates and marketing pieces that are working for other agents in a huge way. So, yes, I'm talking about social media again. I'm talking about your website again. I'm talking about YouTube, okay, using our free pre-made videos, or if you want to create your own or you want to do both, great, okay, but this is the way to be successful now, okay? And obviously, if you're working a lead program, that's great too. If you're working your book of business, that's great too. But hopefully, you're working all three areas, right? That's what you should be doing. So, anyway, what we're talking about today is the ultimate differentiator, in my opinion, that's free for all Levinson active agents. Okay, there's no fee, there's no monthly fee, annual fee, startup fee, nothing. Okay, there's no commission reduction to you. There's no extra premium that your consumer has to pay. There's no small print, there's no gray area. So I suggest you need to get your arms around this and get comfortable, okay? And you can say, Bill, I've heard you talk about Sage Scholarship Program for many, many years. We've had it for 8 years now, and I never really dove into it. You know, I always worked on my seminars or webinars, and it's worked for me. Okay, that might be fine, okay? And if that's the way you look at it, wonderful. But number two, you're going to see some huge updates. It's a lot easier now to enroll your client. Your client can even self-enroll, okay? Plus, we have a lot of products to choose from and carriers to choose from. And number four, and most important, this isn't pre-COVID 2015, okay? It's a different world now, and it's time for you to get scrappy if you want to make it in this business, okay? You can't keep doing what you were doing or else you're going to get the same results, okay? And during a pandemic, okay, it's just not the way it was, and you have to accept that. So again, downshift into second gear, call it whatever you want, but it's time to get scrappy, get creative, right, and start marketing yourself, your website, your storefront, your social media pages, your YouTube channel, which is free, by the way. And I don't want to hear, Bill, I thought YouTube was for my 16-year-old granddaughter. No, it's not. And it's so easy. You set up a free channel, call it whatever you want, Bill Levinson Life Insurance, right? You can hold up your smartphone tonight, right, when you get home with your spouse and say, okay, I'm going to talk about college planning and college funding with life insurance for 2 or 3 minutes. And if you have the gift to gab, right, and you look the part, okay, little by little, you're going to get a like. And then you're going to get a share. And then you're going to get a call or an email that says, hey, Bill, I want to learn more. That's a new client, okay? Now imagine you have your YouTube channel, your Facebook page, your LinkedIn page, okay? You have 3-4 pages up and running, and you're coming up with new content weekly. And little by little, you're moving the needle, okay? And let's say, you have a huge book of business that you're calling on every day, okay? Well, imagine it's working for you, great, and now having this whole marketing platform behind you that's on autopilot, okay? And it might start with a lead a week. That's okay. It might start with a lead a month. And that's okay. It might start with a lead a year, and that's even okay because you started with one person, okay? And that's how, think about it, that's how the whole world started. One person, and then it became 6, 20, 100, and it just kept rolling from there, okay? That's the way all of this works, and you need to come up with the ultimate differentiator, and that is what we're talking about today. That's it in a nutshell. Okay? I'm not going to bore you with all the bullets and details. I just want to dive in to the great stuff that you can go out and market if you've been doing this for a day or 72 years. Doesn't make a difference. Andrew, let's jump into slide 2. Here we go. Okay, sit back, relax, enjoy. We're going to jump right in. We're going to talk about some recent testimonials. The reason why I want to bring this up is this is the fuel in our gas tank. This is what keeps our employees running 100%. We're not perfect, but we're always going to step in if there's a problem and try to make it right. Okay, and if you want to get that new Mary Reed prospecting book, go to our Facebook page, like it, leave a comment, review, recommendation, call it whatever you want, and I will send it to you on us, okay? Top left corner, this was awesome. This came in yesterday, and I had to share it today. I absolutely was amazed at the passion and great leadership at Levinson. I wish I would have started with them to begin with. Easy to use platform, and their staff stays on top of things on the back end, okay? That is mind-blowing. That is what we strive for each and every day, and I hope all of you feel the same way or close to it, okay? And if not, please let me know directly. Call me or Carrie, because I want to try to make it right. I'll always promise you that, in writing, on record today. Okay, right side. This is the kind of email that makes us all so proud of what we do. After reading some impressive reviews and seeing this agency come up on insurance agent Facebook groups and recommendation of, I'm just seeking out further information on how to become a potential partner with this agency, leads, commissions, etc. Thank you, J Agent. By the way, these are all on our Facebook page, so you know we didn't obviously make these up. Now, here's why I wanted to point out this last recommendation here, okay? This is so important for all of you. Think about this for a minute, going back to what I was saying 3-4 minutes ago. Everything now is social media, is online, reviews, recommendations, okay? Especially if you're calling from a phone, right? And you're in a different state or city. These people don't get a chance to see you anymore like it was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, okay? The first thing they're going to do is go to Google, and they're going to put in Bill Levinson, life insurance agent. Who is this guy, okay? And guess what? If 3 out of the 5 reviews are negative, you will never hear from them again. I can promise you that, okay? Very, very important. Just like I asked all of you to go on our Facebook page and like it and leave a review, and I'll send you a free book, okay? You should be doing the same exact thing for your consumers. Why? Because other consumers are doing a search, okay? And by the way, your Facebook page comes up in a Google search. I'm not sure if you're aware, okay? So other new prospects, consumers, call them whatever you want, they're going to do a search. And I hope that you have good recommendations, reviews. I hope you're a good person and doing the right thing, because it will show. It always comes to the surface. Good or bad, indifferent, doesn't make a difference. So always do the right thing. And you can see here, this agent on the right-hand side did his research, okay? And you can see after reading impressive reviews, he's also in some of these chat rooms that are a private invitation, okay, which I guess our name also came up in those, and he was impressed, and then he reached out to us. Well, guess what? It works the same way in the retail world. Same exact thing. So anyway, can't encourage you enough to ask for recommendations, referrals, obviously, okay, and build your Facebook presence and footprint. It's everything these days. Okay. Let's move on here. Enough of the ranting. And by the way, that can also come back and bite you. And I'm going to give you a quick example. There's a huge final expense agency, okay, that's out there. And they're marketing hard. And they're a newer agency. I think they're about 7 to 8 years old. And they went from like 0 to thousands and thousands of agents overnight. And from what I won't mention their name out of respect to them, but from what I heard over the years is that they weren't doing things right. They were selling bogus leads. There was MLM tactics going on. They weren't upfront with agents. They weren't releasing agents. They weren't paying agents. I mean, it was a freaking nightmare. Okay, well, guess what? Yesterday, okay, I heard of another complaint and lawsuit through the FTC, Federal Trade Commission. Okay, so as fast as you can build a great business by having happy prospects and clients, you can also destroy your reputation by not doing the right thing in seconds. Okay, what do they say? 10, 20 years to build a great reputation and 10, 20 seconds to destroy it. Okay, and that's what happened to this agency. It's happening today. Okay, and you can do a search, by the way, on Google and see what I'm talking about. I didn't just make this up. So again, always do the right thing and talk about the right products, okay? And never play in the gray area. Black or white, always tell it like it is. And again, do the right thing is my advice to you. All right, left side, the DOL ruling went into effect January 31st of this year. So very important stuff. Basically, this means that your consumer has to check a box, sign a form that says they're aware that the agent is making a commission. So you need to be on that webinar. It's kind of a pop-up webinar, real fast, 30 minutes. We're going to have our annuity consultant on. We're going to talk about the hottest products, rates, and of course the new DOL ruling, which is already in effect today. So make sure to be on that webinar. If you plan on selling annuities, veteran or rookie, try to be on February 9th, 3 p.m. Okay, let's move over to the right-hand side. So this is a very interesting LIMRA report. Okay, during a pandemic, look at these numbers. Okay, this is total life insurance premium sold. 84% burial final expense, 66% wealth transfer. And then obviously I'm not going to read each column, but 62 income replacement. And then it goes on and on. And here's what's interesting. So all these agents are out there marketing, right, for life insurance and annuities and supplemental products and retirement savings, tax saving strategies, etc. Okay, which is great, by the way. And we have all the tools for you to do this and the top products. And we even have Mary Reed, who will literally do all of the selling and heavy lifting for you. If you have a client that maybe is looking at some estate planning, tax saving strategies, let's just say it's a younger professional that's making 6-7 digits and they're interested in a IUL with some rollovers, whatever the case is, okay? She will do everything for you and you keep the bulk of the commission. So my point is, if you're focused on final expense and term, maybe that's all you know, that's okay. Maybe mortgage protection, no problem. But we all know a guy or girl, okay? And my point is, we have the resources that will help you get involved with these large sales. Average target premium and commission, about $130,000, okay? We just had one with Life of the Southwest last week, and I believe Mike is on this call with us. He was the agent. Anyway, she's here to help. Now, here is the icing on the cake, in my opinion. So now, think about, again, that agent pool, right, which is 1 million agents roughly across the country, and they're all marketing, right, and trying to be scrappy because there's some great agents out there, and they're marketing the same message, okay? So you're going to go out there now, and you're going to market not just life insurance, right, but you're going to market college planning, college funding. You're going to market a $500 gift certificate just by talking to you about this concept, okay? You're going to market a free 1-year scholarship if the consumer buys a qualifying product from you, okay, and not the other 900,000 agents out there across the U.S., okay? And the reason why is because only Levinson agents have access to the SAGE Scholarship Program through these carriers. Only you, okay? We have 21,000 agents today. There's 1 million agents in the country, okay? So look at the stats here, folks. You need a hook. You need sizzle, and this is what will help you do that, Okay, and there's no more, hey, Bill, it takes me an hour to get the client enrolled and it's so confusing. No, we're going to show you how and why. This takes 5 minutes to enroll the consumer. Okay, let's move on here, Andrew. Okay, so real quick, we have a survey that went out, and we always ask, hey, how are we doing? What do you love about us? What do you not like about us? What would you love to see? And we get a lot of agents that come back and say, Bill, I'm newer in the business, or, I'm in the business a while, but I still get very confused with your website. And, you have so many tools and technology, and I don't know where to begin. Okay, well, the answer to that question is we have agents from all different walks of life, okay? We have some agents that live week to week, some agents that are multi-millionaires, MDRT, top producers. We have to have a little bit for everything, a one-stop shop for life and annuity agents, okay, where they can get everything that they can dream of to sell, except for the consumer, from our website, okay? So what we did to simplify your world is we have the Levinson iGenius playbook. Think of a dinner menu. You sit down at IHOP restaurant, okay, and they have, 52 different pancakes, and they're all listed in front of you. Same concept with the playbook. So the left-hand side, that's everything marketing. The middle, number 2, playbook, everything for new business. Number 3, right-hand side, everything for contracting and commissions. Okay? Just like a menu, everything we offer is in these 3 attachments, and they're all updated for the new year. Okay? So we answered that question for you, and I think you're going to love how user-friendly this is now moving forward. And by the way, we're sending out a thank you email to every person on today, and you will have this in your inbox before we leave today. If you don't get it, that means it's probably in your junk folder, spam folder, or we have your wrong email address. So please let us know if you don't get it. You got to call us and say, hey, this is my new email, okay? Or this is my updated email, or whatever the case, or I don't have an email, and you can fax it here, which I hope everybody has an email in 2022. All right, let's jump into what's new at Levinson. Just a couple things before we dive in to the official platform. Okay, some bullets that I want to go over. And again, I don't want to bore everyone with a ton of statistics and numbers. We don't have much time, and I want to jump into the real meat and potatoes today so you can walk away with ideas. I think that's what this is all about. But take note of this top left-hand corner, Life of the Southwest. When you think of living benefits with term permanent, they are our new go-to. Okay, and the reason why, they made 0 changes since the pandemic started. Okay, very rare. And because of our increase in production, we're in a direct IMO with them. We now have a trip to Los Cabos, Mexico, that you can qualify for. We're going to send that out in the thank you email. That's going to be an awesome trip that we will all be there. So I hope that you can qualify and make it. Also, Mary Reed, her concept, her strategy uses LSW. So, and she has access to every carrier in the world. There's a reason why she narrows it down to 2 companies. Okay, LSW and Lafayette. Illinois Mutual is our go-to blue collar DI carrier. Okay, very simple, $50 gift card per app. Okay, let's move to the bottom left-hand corner. The Levinson Expo is back. Okay, and I hope you are registered by now. We're going to have over 300 agents, all of our top companies. Mary Reed is our keynote speaker. It's going to be amazing. Best part, it's free for you. Okay, we take care of all the meals, snacks, everything in between. Great day to network and meet all the top VPs, our keynote, other agents like you, okay, that are coming from all over the country. So register, please, April 8th, 2022. And then you can qualify for a free beachfront room, okay, on us, and round-trip airfare from anywhere in the country, and an extra night at our beachfront resort. So we'll send that out in the thank you email. Let's move over to the middle section. So this was, in fact, I was a little blown away by this. Sagicor has discontinued their term sales effective February 11th. Okay, so that's about a week away. And basically, they want to focus on annuities and IUL. Okay, but the good news is we have products that also have instant decision that are even less expensive. So you're going to see an e-blast come out in the next day or two, talking about Sagicor's update and then what the solution is for you all. Okay. Speaking of AIG middle section, we just got the green light to have Joe Ross back for IUL training. Joe Ross is literally my favorite life insurance trainer in the industry, bar none. Okay. So he's back in 2 weeks. I'm going to host him live on a webinar. It's going to be freaking amazing. So anyway, 2 weeks, you'll see an email in your inbox to register. Don't miss that webinar. It'll be worth every minute. Okay, so again, the DOL ruling in effect on January 31st, so just a few days back. Make sure you're on that webinar February 9th, okay, next week, I believe Wednesday. All right, right-hand side. Now, this is another big one that agents responded on the survey. They said, Bill, we need a better mobile app, okay? We want things to be easy when we're on the go. No problem, we answered. We have spent a fortune of time, resources into the new Levinson 2.0 mobile app, which is launching in the next 10 days. All I can tell you, everything that you need to quote, sell, underwrite a consumer will be done on your app in real-time fashion. You don't even need a laptop. You don't even need a desktop, okay? This can work from Android or Apple-based smartphones, iPads, whatever you got, no problem. And I promise you, you're going to love the new version, okay? I promise you that, again, on record. All right, moving along here, iSolve quoting tool. That's a big one from iPipeline. We are the pilot agency, just like we were years back for the new e-application, okay, which, by the way, today, everybody has it. Back then, one company. We rolled it out with iPipeline. I'm very proud of that. And then again, the iGenius playbooks. That's the dinner menu. The updated version is out, and you'll see that in your inbox. Andrew, let's move forward here. I know I'm taking up a lot of time. What I want to do now is jump right into the feature presentation. Andrew's going to take the wheel, give you the overview, and then we're going to show you some door opening products and illustrations that anybody can sell. They're that easy, okay? And you'll say, oh, yeah, right, Bill, that sounds like a pitch to me. Okay, well, you tell me that after you see the illustration. Andrew, you there?
Yep, thanks so much, Bill. Appreciate it. I want to dive right into the core presentation, which is our SAGE Scholarship Program. I know that's what everybody's here for, and we certainly appreciate that. So I came up with this itinerary here so everybody can see what we're going to go through today and the timeline of what we're going to talk about. Number one, what is SAGE and how does it work for all of you that are new with us or have not used it before? So we want to make sure we recap that. Number two, the updates and statistics that back this program, why it's a legitimate program. It's not fluff, it's not fake, it's not, this is a carrier compliant program. So we're going to go into the real statistics behind why it's so successful. 3 real case studies, which Bill just talked about, where we're going to show you how to actually apply this to a product. Number 4, how to integrate this with your InsureMeNow Direct, because integrating this and walking a client through this has never been easier to enroll. Number 5, how to use SAGE to generate leads. I know that's a big topic. And then 6, how to get it all started, right? How to enroll and start today. So we're going to jump right into what is SAGE, a rewards overview, okay? So many of you are already using this, but for those of you who are not using this, I want you to think of this as a frequent flyer miles program, right? Just like if you fly with American Airlines, you have 30,000 miles and you get a free ticket, right? This program works the same way, but instead of airline miles, you're giving your client what we call tuition rewards points, okay? And these rewards are basically giving your customer a loyalty bonus, right? You're giving them something for being loyal to you as their agent, and in return, not only do they get you as their agent, they get the product that they're looking for, they're going to receive up to a 1-year tuition discount at over 442 colleges across the country. It sounds like a gimmick. It is real. This is a real working program, and here's how the points work, okay? So if you talk to somebody, whether they buy from you or they don't, they will get 500 points for that meeting. That could be a webinar, that could be just meeting them in passing at a barbecue, that could be anything. So they get, anybody that you talk to can get 500 points, okay? If they do purchase a policy, they get the full 4,500 points, all right? Now, what's really powerful about this program, if you look at the top there, it's a dollar per point redemption schedule, right? So for every point that the person earns, they're getting a dollar back. So that 500 point certificate is a $500 gift certificate that can be redeemed. So that's a pretty big deal. Then you compare that to when they buy it and all these other ways that they can earn points. For example, if they provide you a referral, they get 500 points, right? That's a lead for you. Every referral is a new lead. If they keep their policy in force after the first year, so years 2 and on, they get 2,000 points one time on each policy anniversary date, okay? And then the final one, an annual policy review. So what are we doing here? Let's summarize this. We're getting your customer, we're giving them something for being loyal to you, and in return, they get a multi-$1,000 scholarship that can be redeemed at over 442 accredited colleges across the country, and you get a lot of benefits as the agent. You get a happy customer who's sending you referrals, who's keeping their policy in force and not lapsing it, and it just keeps on going on and over, and you just wash and repeat that process. That's what's so powerful about a program like this. And the best part is it's complimentary. You don't pay for it as the agent, and your customer doesn't pay for it. Everything's handled by Levinson and the sponsored carriers. Okay, so now that we know what the program is and how those points work, let's dive into some statistics. So the scholarship has been around for years. We're an exclusive IMO, as Bill said. You can only do this through Levinson and these partnered carriers. This is an incredible statistic here. Participation from students grew by 12% in 2021. That's a double-digit growth in a pandemic year, right? We're still in a pandemic stemming back from when COVID first started. But to have double-digit student participation in 2021 is unheard of. That's amazing. Number two, in the last 17 years, over 33,000 students have participated in this program with a value of over $726 million redeemed. That's $726 million have been redeemed to these clients using this program. I don't know about you, but that legitimizes anything that I'm talking about when it's $726 million were saved, right? Number three, in 2021, $97.8 million were submitted to member colleges. Just in 1 year, close to $100 million was saved, right? So this could be your client. Number four, college funding assets identified by participating families is approximately $12 billion. So this is a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? The numbers are there. The proof is in the pudding. If you are looking for a market to solicit and get leads and referrals, why wouldn't you want it to be from an industry that's generating 12 plus billion in revenue, or in opportunity, I should say? Next up, 25 colleges were added just in the past year, totaling 442 colleges now in the program. So in 1 year, 25 colleges. There were years in the beginning where 2 or 3 colleges was a lot. So 25 colleges in 1 year is a big deal, and now with 442 total. Now we have up to 15 approved life and annuity carriers participating through Levinson. These are not small companies, which we'll go over in a few slides, but we're talking about companies like LSW, A+, Mutual of Omaha, A+. These are A+ companies that want to be involved in this. So this is not a gimmick, or they wouldn't participate in something like this. It's a legitimate program. New look tuition rewards website. So you'll each have your own back office that you can enroll and manage your clients in, and that website has been revamped. So it's got new features, new tools. It's easy to view. It's like an online bank account. You can see all of your customers and how many points they have. Very simple and easy to use. We also have updated co-branding marketing materials now available, which we will go over in the slides coming up, where you can put your name and information on all of this material so it looks like it's your program, which is huge. And last up here on this slide is just launched is the Sage Secure Accidental Death Membership Program. So for every customer who has a Sage scholarship through you, they will get a no-cost accidental death benefit for the family of the students enrolled in the Sage Scholarship Program, like the parents, for example. Okay, so that's a big deal, and it's free. It's just another value add for your clients to do business with you using Sage. Okay, I'm going to get it back to Bill. We have some great case studies that are really going to show you the power of this program. Bill?
Yeah, so now think about it, right? You got the consumer excited about a scholarship for their grandchild, their child, okay, whatever the case is, great grandchild, doesn't make a difference, okay? So now you're saying, great, the financial planning, the college funding, right? You add a few designations to your name, and you got to think to yourself, well, how does life insurance play into all of this? Okay, and this is, in my opinion, the ultimate door openers. Okay, we're going to show you a few product illustrations, and I think it's important that you understand this because if you can show this to the consumer and get the word out through a Zoom, a phone call, a GoToMeeting, whatever it is, you will be successful with the program. Okay, like I said, just know enough to be dangerous. You don't have to be a whiz. And then also think about this, okay? And yes, me and Andrew are here. We're ranting. We're excited about the program, the new changes, updates. But Bill, how big is this thing really? How legit, is this company behind it, right? You're scratching your head. I'm sure you're going to do a Google search. Remember, we spoke about that in the beginning. Okay, well, think about this for proof in the pudding for you all. Guardian, right? You've heard of a small company called Guardian, okay? Guardian has a contract with Sage, and they give this platform free to all of their group members. So anyone that's in their groups for insurance, they get the free scholarship program, and they offer this as a free value add, okay? Have you heard of SBLI, Savings Bank Life Insurance out of Massachusetts? Okay. SBLI has a contract with Sage. They give this to all of their employees as a perk, as a value add. All of their in-house home office employees have Sage. Okay. So my point is, do you think that this is a good enough deal, a big enough company, right, for you and your consumer? Do you think you can drive traffic, right, for free? Absolutely you can. Absolutely. Think about associations, right? You're thinking now, Insure Me Now Direct, right? It's a great platform. But if you're out there maybe pitching an association, or maybe it's a real estate company, mortgage company, financial institution, a PNC agency, health agency, right? And you want them to use the Insure Me Now Direct platform for their consumers and database, how do you drive traffic? What's the ultimate value add for those members in the Pest Control Association, for example? What's the ultimate value add is you have 15 different insurance products that the consumer can go on, run a quote. It's all 100% direct to consumer. Plus, they get this free 1-year scholarship for their children or grandchildren just by being a member of the association. Okay, is that enough value add, right? Because think about it, with associations or any kind of membership program, there always has to be a little extra something for the consumer. Well, that's the value add, that's the hook. Okay, so that's how you need to think. All right, so I'm also going to answer this real quick. Pushback. You say to yourself, okay, I'm out there, I'm spending some money, I'm marketing this, like let's say on Facebook ads or whatever the case is, which I think is brilliant, by the way, but that's up to you. But let's say you're out there and you say, Bill, what kind of pushback am I going to get? Because I got to be prepared. I got to know what I'm getting into. Okay, here's the number one pushback answer you're going to get. Okay, they're going to say, well, Bill, my child is going to Florida State University and they're not on your list. Okay, you're going to get that all the time. And that's when you're going to come back and say, well, first of all, Mr. or Mrs. Client, yes, I know Florida State University is not on the list, okay, but what if Tommy's sister, Shelly, is going to go to, let's say, Bradley University in Illinois? You can transfer the scholarship, okay? You can transfer it to any blood relative, okay? And, Mr. or Mrs. Client, you didn't pay a penny for the program anyway. Okay, it's not like you paid extra or you bought an expensive product just to get the scholarship, okay? So there's no skin off your back, and you transfer it to another blood relative at no cost. Okay, so this is a win-win-win. All right, and another, this is great too. Think about this. Another little pushback you'll get, or I'm sorry, the consumer will bring up to you being the agent, right? If you put your consumer hat on, we get this a lot. Is the consumer says, well, it's hard for me to talk to my mom or dad or my grandparents about life insurance or let's say college planning, whatever the case is. So this is a great spin on this. Think about this for a minute. The child says to the parent, well, do you want me to take care of you when you get older? Right? Am I going to be the one taking care of you? And usually the parent or grandparent is going to say, absolutely. And that's when they say, well, then I need to talk to you about life insurance and estate planning and college planning for the kids or the grandchildren. And all of a sudden, it brings a whole new light to the conversation. Okay, so when you turn it around like that, it's a different conversation. Okay, and the consumer, whoever it is, all of a sudden will open that door to the parent or grandparent and life insurance planning. So anyway, love that concept. Let's jump right into the products. So this is a big one. And again, if you can relay this message, right, to your consumer, again, slam dunk. And here's the best part, right? Andrew is a life insurance agent, for example. I'm a life insurance agent. We're both out there pitching the same exact products. But if they like Andrew's personality better, right? He's a handsome guy. They love working with Andrew. They like his picture on the Google search, whatever it is. Guess what? They're going to work with me every single time. Why? Because of this ultimate value add that I'm giving to the same client that Andrew can't give to the same client because he's not a Levinson agent. Okay? So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who they like more. Same product, right? You're talking about same premium, death benefit, but I'm giving the value add, the hook, the differentiator, the scholarship program. And here's why. Let's look at a sample IUL case in front of you. Okay, I love this concept packaged up with Sage. Okay, now this is an example. This is called the $99 legacy IUL concept, $99 a month. Okay, and the example here is on a 2-year-old child. Okay, so the parent, grandparent puts in $99 a month. Okay, now let's scroll over to the right-hand side. Okay, the ultimate college planning tool and policy. Surrender value, cash value, death benefit, year after year. Look at the growth in the middle section there. Okay, now let's fast forward to 20 years. Let's say when this child is starting college or is in college. Okay, so we're going to go down to 20 years. Now let's move over to the right-hand side. You're going to see these scholarship points accruing year after year. Year 20, $43,000 in scholarship. Okay. Now, total cash value, almost $26,000. If you combine the total cash value and total scholarship points, you're at almost $70,000 to be used for a 4-year tuition. Plus, there was a death benefit attached the entire time. Okay. And think about this for a minute. At the end of 20 years, this client can take out all cash or close to all cash value and get 100% return of premiums. Okay? So as long as they leave a little something in that cash value account, the policy will continue. And they got, let's say, 99.9% of their premiums back. And the policy keeps going after that without the consumer putting more premiums in. Okay, think of like a reduced paid up. This is the ultimate door opener. Think about a grandparent, a parent that wants to discuss this for a child or grandchild. No brainer. Okay, that's just one concept. Let's move forward. I want to talk about return of premium term real fast. I know we're running a little behind here. So again, same exact concept. Let's use the breadwinner in this case, a female, right? Age 45, preferred non-tobacco, $250,000 of death benefit. God forbid the breadwinner passes during the next 20 years, right? Little Johnny's going to have a hard time paying for a 4-year tuition, okay? But not with this policy in place, because if she passes, her husband, let's say, spouse, whatever the case, gets a check for $250,000 tax-free, and little Johnny goes to college, okay? Now, chances are she will still be alive, okay, which, God willing, that's the case. Now, let's see what happens at the end of 20 years. We're going to take the total cash value, $18,000, $43,000 in points, $61,000 to be used for a 4-year tuition. Plus, she had a guaranteed death benefit the whole 20 years when little Johnny needed it most if his mother, the breadwinner, passed. Okay? That is a great spin for young parents. Okay, let's move on to one more here. Final expense, we saw earlier on that slide, huge part of the industry right now. Burial, final expense, think grandparents, senior market, okay? They want to put something on their grandchild, okay? The ultimate gift, forget Sony PS3, PS4, PS22, think life insurance, estate planning, right? Okay, let's look at a female, age 65, $25,000 death benefit, same concept, okay? Now, premiums paid $106 a month. Let's look at that cash value accruing every year, scholarship points adding up year after year, 19 years now, $53,000 of cash to be used for a 4-year tuition. Plus, if Shelley passed on during that time, a $25,000 tax-free death benefit to pay for burial and then a few other things, okay, or whatever they choose. So, again, ultimate door opener for senior market for $100 a month. Okay, what grandparent is going to say no, right? Think about that. The ultimate gift for a grandchild. This is huge, okay? It's not going to pay for the whole 4-year tuition, but it's certainly going to help, okay? We need to start thinking like this. And the biggest hook, think about all the agents out there pitching final expense, selling final expense, or working final expense leads, okay? There's a ton of competition, but you are different because you are offering a scholarship on top of a final expense guaranteed whole life product. And in this case, $53,000 to be used for a 4-year college tuition. Okay, it's huge. Cash value plus scholarship, and there's a death benefit that goes along. It's a big deal here, folks. You got to explain this to the consumer in black and white so they understand it just like we are today. Okay, we're going to fast forward now to Insure Me Now Direct and the self-enrollment link. And by the way, even if you sold a qualifying product and you want to enroll the client in the SAGE program, if you have your site set up, let's say Insure Me Now Direct, Bill Levinson, just email them the link and they can self-enroll right from your Insure Me Now Direct site. Okay? All right, let's talk about this for 1 second. Okay, now think about this for a minute. 2 ways to self-enroll on Insure Me Now Direct. If you're, let's say, maybe that association, or if you're a consumer, let's say they're logging into your website 2 a.m., they run a quote, and they buy any product on your site, 15 different products, except dental vision. Everything else qualifies. So your consumer, 2 a.m., you're sleeping, they buy a 20-year term with, let's say, Bestow, they get approved, they print and save the policy at 2:17 a.m. in the morning, you're still sleeping, they literally click the self-enroll scholarship button, done. You wake up in the morning, you sold a new policy, plus your client self-enrolled in the scholarship program, okay? That is a no-brainer. That is value add. That, my friends, is a slam dunk for an association or a real estate company or mortgage company where you can brand this entire site just for that group or association with their logo. And they can drive traffic, and then everything's sold on your site you get a commission for, and renewals, okay? Doesn't cost you a penny. Okay, let's move forward here. This is what it looks and feels like for the consumer, very simple, everything black and white. As soon as the product comes up there, it'll say scholarship rewards, and that's where they enroll, price free, apply, next up, and they are just about done. The whole process takes like 5 minutes. Again, click, that's what they're going to see next, begin registration, email activation, and done. Okay? Everything 100% direct to consumer. Okay, now you're thinking, this is great. I got my arms around it. I want to start supplementing my income and marketing this, and I want to try some of this stuff out that Bill and Andrew just mentioned. Wonderful. Okay, so think about this for a minute. Another great spin. So any of those carriers that are approved, okay, even if, let's say, you sold a ton of policies with the same company years ago when you weren't with Levinson, you can go back. So every policy holder gets the scholarship program for free as long as you're a Sage active agent through Levinson, and it's free, okay? So that means you can go back to your book of business, and every single qualifying policy sold, doesn't matter how long ago, they now get the free scholarship program. So you talk about opening doors, okay, to see what changes are going on or asking for referrals. Can you imagine Betty Smith, right, that bought a LSW IUL from you, 7 years ago, gets a call from you to say, hey, just want to see how you're doing, and also tell you, by the way, you get a 1-year free scholarship for your grandkids or children, okay, just because I'm now a Sage active agent. And they're going to say, oh my gosh, what does it cost me? Nothing, it's free. But I'll tell you what, Betty, if you have a name or two you can give me, if you enjoyed my services and working with me, I would appreciate that. What will that do for your referral pipeline? Okay? That's getting scrappy. Annual reviews, no brainer. Look at the right side. That's a gift card or gift certificate. You can give out a $500 gift certificate or 500 points for the scholarship, right? $500 in scholarship. You can give that out to every person you speak to about college planning and life insurance, even if they don't buy a policy from you, okay? Just for driving traffic to your webinar, your Zoom call, your website, your phone call appointment, doesn't matter, even if they don't buy a policy from you. I think that's a little better than a $17 Ponderosa buffet lunch gift card, okay? I think it's huge. I think it's great. All right, let's keep moving forward here. I know we're running a little behind. So what we did to simplify your world getting started, and we're going to include all of these links in today's email, okay? So again, keep your eyes peeled for that. On the left side is a list of all the carriers that have approved this, okay? And by the way, there's Lafayette, okay? Lafayette's on there. Columbus is on there. Some of the newer companies, Gerber, approved this, okay, on the Insure Me Now Direct site. Self-enroll, 100% direct to consumer. Slam dunk, folks. By the way, if you're with another IMO, with any of these companies, and you say, Bill, I want to use Sage and sell with you guys, okay, we'll transfer you over to us, get you in Sage, so you can start going back to all those past policyholders to say, great news, Betty. Guess what? 1 year free scholarship because you bought this 7 years ago from me, okay? Now, you want to add that designation onto your business card that you're now involved with college funding, college planning, okay? Wonderful. What I want you to do is write this down, collegenavigator.com. That's going to be your go-to website. You can go over the College Navigator site with your consumer, okay, and you can pull up any of the colleges in the program, and you can go over the admission rates, okay, what average tuition cost is. You can check crime rates in the area, room and board, everything across the board because you are the college planning pro, okay? Start getting scrappy, folks. This is what it takes, especially in this new world. It's the hook, it's the differentiator, and that's exactly what this is. All right, Andrew, I'm just going to move along here. We only have 3 minutes left, and I want to get to our question of the day. So we also have videos and email templates, okay, that talk all about the scholarship program and some of these great door openers that we can co-brand or brand just for you with your picture, number, email, all of your information so you look like the big shot, and all of the traffic goes back to you. Okay, so we have a library, we'll include the link, and these are the videos that we put together. We already spent thousands on these. Okay, if you tell us, Bill, I want to start marketing these videos for Insure Me Now Direct, I want to start marketing living benefits because that's the new hot button in 2022. And guess what? You're right, by the way. We already have these made 2-3 minute videos, your picture, your phone number. I suggest you try these out with Facebook ads. Okay, they're free for you. Why not? Try them out, e-blast them. Use Agency Automator and e-blast them through millions and millions of prospects. Okay, your own database, friends, network. Try it out on your own Facebook page, for crying out loud. It's free. You got to get scrappy. It's time. Come up with your hook, which you now have, and boom, bring it to market. Done. And as soon, I'm telling you, you're going to see one lead or one call or referral, and then it's 3 and 5 and goes from there. Okay, let's keep moving. Podcast. We are actually recording today. Now, this is a neat podcast because it's been 3 years since me and Carrie jumped on together, and we're going to do this again this afternoon. We're going to launch it out by either tomorrow or Monday. We're going to talk about what's hot, what's not, what's going on in our industry right now, what agents need to be aware of. So some really cool stuff. We're going to have a 1-hour rant back and forth. We're going to launch it again Friday or Monday. I'm real excited about this. And again, you know, you look at what we're doing. I always say, like, don't listen to what I say, but watch what we do. You should be doing the same exact stuff that we're doing as an IMO, but for your consumers. Marketing, being consistent and persistent every single week with your foot on the gas. Come out with a new quote. Come out with a new email blast. Come out with your own podcast, a YouTube channel. It doesn't cost you a penny, okay? You got to get creative. Okay. Contracting incentives. So, as I was saying earlier, if you're appointed with one of these companies, not through us, but you want to be because you want all these great platform strategies, videos, whatever it is, great. Okay, we match or beat your commission. Plus, with your first app, you can get cash for contracting or leads for contracting once your first app goes in force if you transferred from another IMO. So we'd love to earn your business, as you know. No brainer. Okay, upcoming training events. That's what you're on right now. So this is going to be a big one, okay? I'm so excited about this first one. 2 weeks from now, Joe Ross. Okay, write it down. Joe Ross, IUL training. You don't want to miss that. I promise you're worth every minute spent. On the bottom, we have another one coming up, another IUL webinar with Allianz, February 10th. We're going to go over all of the new hot buttons and just a basic 100-foot overview on really, and I just thought about this. This was the number one sold IUL in 2021 was the Allianz product. So that's going to be a good one. Agency Automator. You want to learn more about the CRM tool, your website builder. You want to start recruiting agents to this great platform. You can do all of that with our Agency Automator trainings and platform every day of the week at 2 p.m. Eastern. Kevin, our programmer, hosts these live, and it's an open forum, so you can ask questions and dive in and listen to other agents just like you ask questions and get answers from Kevin, our programmer, and he is a whiz when it comes to CRM and blasting. Great guy. I think you'll learn a lot on those calls. Okay, last slide of the day. I know I'm 4 minutes over, but I think that this was well worth your time. I hope you walked away with an idea, a nugget or two. Okay, and when I spoke about, don't listen to what we say, watch what we do, right, and get those hints and tips, right? It's work for us, okay? We went, again, 200 agents, over 21,000 today, and there's a reason, okay? Consistent and persistent marketing and branding, okay? You can go on any of our social media platforms, do the same thing, but obviously for consumers on a retail level, but it's the same concept, right? No reason to reinvent the wheel. You just add a few spokes. Why not? All right, this is my positive Tuesday quote. Dig deep, find that thing or person that hurt you the most, and then turn it into the fuel that drives you to new heights. Fuel your hustle, okay? You do whatever it takes. Everybody's got a plan, right? Like Mike Tyson said, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Well, you got to figure out a way to keep your foot on the gas 24/7 because it's a long process. It's not going to happen overnight. You got to be patient. But while you're patient, you have to constantly drive your brand, your messaging back to your website, your social media pages, and it will happen for you. You will make that turn. I promise you. Okay, it happened for us, and I've seen it happen for a ton of agents. Okay, it's the old 80-20 rule, but for the 20%, some of them are crushing it even more now during the pandemic because they were already proactive and had their website and they were selling over the phone even before 2019. Okay? So you got to think like that. Question of the day. Whoever answers first wins. Make sure your little fingers are on your keyboard. Tell me how many colleges are in the SAGE Scholarship Program. How many colleges today are in the SAGE Scholarship Program that you can offer to your prospects? Tell me the magic number. You win. We said it twice on today's presentation. Whoever tells us first wins, and it's the new Fire 8 Amazon tablet and the Mary Reed Distribution Solutions Prospecting book. Andrew, do we have a winner?
Looks like we do. Sorry, I had a lot of answers come in at the same time, but the first one, the actual first response is Matthew B. Matthew B is the first correct answer.
Matthew B. 442 colleges today with 1 to 2 added every single month. Congrats, Matt. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time. We want to hear from you, okay? And put your right foot forward. Make it happen. Start small, okay? But start somewhere. Have a great Thursday, great week, great weekend, and good selling. Take care.